he has been called a bad influence, a symbol of everything wrong with society. But at the same time, he has been defended, followed, and protected by millions. Some call him a voice for the streets. Others call him a dangerous example to the youth. But this story is bigger than opinions. Because before the fame, before the controversy, there was a journey that would one day be connected to one of the most shocking moments in Nigerian music history. And to understand that moment, you have to go back to the beginning. Before the name, Naira Marley. He was born Aziz Adeshina Fashola in Lagos, Nigeria. But his story didn't stay there for long. At a young age, he left everything familiar behind and moved to the United Kingdom. New country, new culture, new reality. And for a young boy, that kind of change either breaks you or reshapes you completely. South London, Peckham, not the glamorous side of the UK, but a place known for survival, where respect isn't given, you earn it. Where culture is loud, raw, unfiltered. That environment teaches you fast how to move, how to think, how to survive. And without realizing it, it was already shaping the man he would become. Like many immigrants, there was a plan. Go to school, get a degree, build a stable life. He studied business. Everything looked normal, predictable, safe. But sometimes, the life you plan is not the life that finds you. Music was never the goal. There was no master plan, no big dream, just a moment. Friends encouraged him to step into a studio just to try, just for fun. But that one time changed everything, because what came out didn't sound polished. It didn't sound perfect. It sounded real. And in a world full of filters, real stands out. When his music reached Nigeria, something clicked. Not because it was perfect, but because it felt familiar. Street energy, confidence, rebellion. Then came the breakthrough. Issa Goal, a song that became bigger than music. It became a moment. Then came Am I a Yahoo Boy? And suddenly, conversation changed. This was no longer just entertainment. This was controversy. Then Soapy dropped, and Nigeria exploded. At that point, Naira Marley was no longer just an artist. He had become a headline. Everything stopped. His name appeared in connection with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. And overnight, the story changed. He was arrested. The internet went wild. Nigeria split into two sides: supporters, critics. But here's what nobody expected. The controversy didn't end him. It amplified him. More attention, more visibility, more power. Out of chaos, a movement was born. The Malian movement. Not just music, not just fandom. A mindset. No rules, no filter, no apology. To his fans, he was freedom. To his critics, he was influence gone wrong. But either way, it was impossible to ignore. Then he did something strategic. He stopped being just an artist and became a platform. Malian music, a label, a movement with structure. New voices emerged. Zinolisi, calm, melodic, consistent, mobile, emotional, raw, deeply connected to fans. C Block, pure street energy. Together, they didn't just make songs, they created a wave. But influence comes with questions, serious ones. What are people learning? What is being normalized? Is this freedom or something else? The louder he became, the louder the criticism grew. But he didn't change. He didn't adjust. He stayed the same, unfiltered, unapologetic. Then came the moment, That changed everything. The death of Mohbad, a young artist full of life, full of potential, gone, and suddenly everything became heavier. The internet exploded, voices got louder, questions multiplied, allegations, emotions, confusion, and once again, all eyes returned to Naira Marley, this time, not just as an artist, but as a central figure in a national conversation. And this time, it wasn't just about music anymore. Today, he remains one of the most talked about figures in Nigeria, not just for what he creates, but for everything surrounding his name, the fame, the influence, the controversy, still standing, still relevant, still debated. So after everything, from the streets of London to the spotlight in Nigeria, the rise, the power, the controversy, one thing is undeniable. Naira Marley is not just an artist, it's a symbol of a generation, a symbol of rebellion, a symbol of influence. But symbols are dangerous because they mean different things to different people. To some, he represents freedom. To others, he represents a problem, but here's the truth. Whether you support him or stand against him, you cannot ignore him. And maybe the real question is not about him, but about us. If someone like Naira Marley can influence millions, what does that say about the society that made him?